Hello dear readers. Welcome back to this chapter of Dhanwan Mansikta. Friends, this chapter will try to make you aware of the reality of your life, which you are not able to use even after knowing it. To make life strong, study this lesson deeply. Let's start this chapter.
Dhanwan Mansikta.
It is absolutely necessary to have mental freedom to achieve economic prosperity. A large section of the world is not financially independent. Lack of real understanding of money is the main reason behind this. A person spends his whole life only in accumulation of wealth. In every person's life, it is absolutely essential to supply their basic needs. Nature cooperates with man in abundance to fulfill his needs. Goswami Tulsidas, the creator of Ramcharitra Manas, has left for us a collection of many excellent words in the form of quatrains for the upliftment of human life. Of these, the most popular and energy-giving formula of 40 cattle is famous as Hanuman Chalisa. Among these quadrupeds, there is a special quadrilateral which we will discuss here. Save Hanuman from trouble. This chaupai is mainly used to increase the intellectual level. Nature has provided everything in our life in a balanced form. To control this balance, nature has given us a different physical form from all other creatures. There are many features of this physical form which cannot be described here at present. The biggest special ability of nature which is available only to human beings, intellectual force, is called humans can do a lot on the strength of this ability. But getting this power is basically a complicated task. A strong intellectual force is the level that can determine the mindset of a human being. But if the mentality is being affected excessively, then it should be understood that the intellectual force has lost its capacity. Our second book, Reality of Charity. This topic has been discussed in detail in this chapter. You will be told in a very simple way that how intellectual power can be made energetic. Wealthy mindset is actually called such an intellectual level in which human intelligence can take every decision easily. Just as we take care of our physical body in many ways, in the same way we should pay special attention to our intellectual power. When we purify our place of residence daily by giving it cleanliness, then after that we get a different feeling of living in our place of residence. It is very important for us to keep our place of residence clean and purify the physical body every day. Our intellectual force basically works in two directions, first regarding our personal development and second regarding our social upliftment. If any of these areas can be affected, it is our personal development. The main source of our personal development is based on the renewal of our work area and skills. There are two types of labor available in the world. First, skilled, and second, unskilled labor. But in reality, workers cannot do any work without any special skill. It is only our approach that we put workers under a specific spectrum in the skilled category. What should really happen is that the categories should be viewed intellectually and mentally. Explained to you through a small story of Panchatantra. Probably all of you must have heard this story. The title of the story is Thirsty Crow. Before starting the story, you should know that here the author has chosen the crow as the main character of the story. In fact, Acharya Chanakya himself had also described the attempt of crows in Niti Shastra. A crow was very thirsty. He wandered from many places in search of water. When he came near a village, he saw a pot at one place. The crow came near the pot, and when he looked inside it, he was very happy. Water was available for drinking in the pot, but the amount of water was very less. There was no special option available to the crows to drink the water. He thought how to use the pot so that he could receive water. then suggest an alternative to his mind. Since he could not reach the water, he decided that he would soon draw the water closer to him. To do this, he picked up small pebbles scattered around and started pouring them into the pot. He kept on trying to put pebbles inside the pot. Slowly the water level started rising and started coming closer to it. After trying for some time, the water level in the pot rose to a very high level. Now the water was within reach of the crow. The crow easily took the water and quenched his thirst. After this he left for his next journey back from that place. Friends, this story demonstrates many enlightening points in front of us. This is a living example of the wealthy mindset. Which of our thoughts can be the best fruitful for us, in which form, we probably do not even guess. We just have to keep using our intellectual power continuously. By doing this, unwanted thoughts that have taken place in our mind are removed. The problems in our life basically appear in the form of thoughts. While working in each area, we do not know the level of purity available there. When we finish our work, the natural elements related to that work get adjusted with our brain. It is natural that a person is not doing any work basically. Many types of secret equations available in that environment are also included in the plan of work. After the completion of the work, we definitely get the satisfaction of being successful in our efforts. But we are not able to have proper knowledge of its impact on our intellectual level. After the end of the work, we mainly need to heal our mentality. In today's modern era, we do not have any special alternative system available for this. That's why gradually our intellectual level starts moving towards downfall. To deal with such a situation, the above-mentioned couplets of Hanuman Chalisa can prove to be extremely beneficial. When a collection of thoughts arises in our mind, they themselves get a direction through intellectual force. But we have busy ourselves so much that our intellectual level cannot remain balanced. So many thoughts keep arising in our mind every moment that it becomes beyond our intellectual power to contain them. Gradually our memory power starts decreasing. The ocean of thoughts has become so intense that even the work done in the morning is not clearly remembered in the evening. As a result, our decision-making capacity also starts decreasing. We have achieved such a mental state in which we feel mentally tired. The potential of our intellectual force can play an invaluable contribution in getting out of such a situation. But if such mental state persists for a long time, then our intellectual power also starts losing its potential. The simplest way to clear the mind is to remove the thoughts going on in the mind. For this we have to work through our sense organs. Basically this work can be done in 3 ways. The first is to write down thoughts on a notebook using a pen with your own hands. Secondly, we keep on speaking and someone else keeps on writing. Third, try to focus your eyes on any one point. The simplest of these is currently the use of technology to write as spoken. Google has a great feature where you can use this process. To do this, you have to download Google Documents on your mobile. After this you will have to use your favorite language on the keyboard of mobile or computer. It is very important to love the language. Most of us choose the language that we have been using at our educational level. But it is considered best to use the special society in which we live and which is our regional dialect or language. Now start writing your thoughts by speaking them. In the beginning it may happen that you do not get any direction to write. In such a situation, writing about a particular thing while thinking about it can prove to be beneficial. Apart from this, you can write those events of your life which are available alive in your memory at present. Your only goal should be to use all 3 of these methods and clear your mind of unwanted thoughts. Gradually, your practice will start building up. But for this you will need to be loyal and determined towards yourself. In general, we cannot do any such action until and unless we are stubborn towards our goal. Goal setting is also an art in which we will understand in our upcoming chapter. We have to concentrate on only one thing, that we have to continue this method continuously until our mind experiences openness. We should especially use this method to avoid unwanted elements. Most of the time we see that some people in this society are consuming more of the addictions. The root cause of this is that unwanted thoughts reserve a large area of our brain. Our intellectual level basically does not succeed in clearing these thoughts. Some such thoughts get accumulated in our brain which get control of our intelligence. It is considered best to have control over the mind by the intellect. But if the mind controls the intellect, then it simply means that such thoughts which are sent by the external nature to control us, also establish their control over our mind. If we try to understand the equations around us, it will be beneficial for us. As we discussed in our earlier chapter titled, Life It's Mine, it explained how our life gets influenced by the outside world. You must have understood the main reason for this here today. Until our brain comes under our control, we have to make the best use of it. We are often told that living life by following the rules leads to success. But those who break the rules in front of us usually get a simple life too. But it always remains short-lived if we include the special qualities given above in our rules. One thing should always be kept in mind, that energy can be flowed in any direction at any time. We only have to do the work of giving direction to its flow. That means energy is never right or wrong, our thoughts force it to do so. If we do not know how to control our thoughts, then in such a situation unwanted thoughts will start eating our pure energy. For example, some people in the society keep insulting the civilized society by their extreme nature. If the civilized society is able to give a favorable answer to them, the generosity can be ended. But if the civilized society leaves such uncivilized people without any special reaction, it actually increases the power of the uncivilized society. That means energy will start flowing in the same direction in whatever form it prevails. As the velocity of energy starts moving towards civilization, the civilized society will start feeling ashamed. In such a situation, the civilized society will either go on shrinking or it will leave that place. A civilized society can maintain its pride only as long as it keeps increasing its intellectual class. If this does not happen, his civilization will also merge into the uncivilized society and he will lose his rich mentality. Without talking too much on this subject, I would only like to say that you keep trying hard to empty your mental board as much as possible through the 3 methods mentioned above. Gradually, you will start getting such a juice from your intellect, which we basically also know as divine juice. Before you finish this chapter, Juice of Wisdom provides a brief overview of what happens. Friends, if you are asked that you want to get sour juice, what will you do? It is natural that you will eat juicy fruits like lemon, lime, orange, etc. Now if you are asked that you have to get iron in the form of mineral from your foods, then what would you say? You will say that by using green leafy vegetables, potatoes, apples, etc., you can balance the amount of iron in your body. Energy mainly provides us with 3 types of utility: speed, coolness, and sharpness. We get speed from air element, we get coolness from water element, and we get sharpness from fire element. The meaning of saying is that in whatever way we have to consume energy, we try to take that type of element. We get these 3 forms of energy from the sun in the form of fragrance, liquid, and fire. If you master yourself in meditation and yoga, then you get nectar juice. Goswami Ji has also described a chaupai in Hanuman Chalisa regarding this nectar juice.
राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा.
Through this chaupai, Goswami Ji's message has been given that if the intellect is to be kept superior, it is necessary to consume the juice in the form of ram. It can play a great role if it is used with devotion. In fact, our intellect always receives such an energy in which 7 types of juices are hidden. Just as the light we get from the sun consists of 7 colors, in the same way these juices do special work in our lives. We basically only have to energize our intelligence to get any rasa. Because we perform our responsibilities by wearing a body in this material world. Therefore we also have to fill our intellect with every juice with the help of which we can make life meaningful. Rasa of intellect basically refers to the 7 qualities of the sun which we perceive physically as different rasas. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. When we chant this mantra after our worship, its meaning is basically the purification of the 3 dimensions achieved by the sun. These 3 dimensions are basically addressed by sky i.e. blue, earth i.e. green, and underworld i.e. red. Sky that is blue, earth that is green, and underworld that is red. We have to understand only that as we go on cleaning our mind from unwanted thoughts, we automatically start getting juice from our intellect. While moving on, we would like to express our gratitude to you that you have read this chapter till the end and also enjoyed it. In the next chapter we will discuss the topic
विश्व के उद्योग और सेवाएं.
in detail. Heartfelt thanks to all of you who accepted this book. If you would like to have a copy of this book, go to the link in the description and fill out the form. Friends must subscribe this channel and also press the bell button. Please do share the sound flow of the book with 5 of your friends. So now see you in the next chapter.